Okay, my good people. So I want to do this video because I want to further expand on what I was saying to you guys already about match types and modes for AEW Fight Forever. So I was had a little text chat with Panic Man 10. And I was watching one of his videos. Now I hear and understand his views, and I respect his views. And whatever a person want to see, everybody have the same wishes and different. So that's all fine. So let me explain this further so people can understand. And I also want him to understand because he doesn't watch AEW, so he doesn't know what the match types that they actually have are already. So let's explain this. Let me explain this because now when we talk about um, and I explained this in a different video, okay, but there were more elements to it because the video wasn't based on solely that. Okay, so I'm looking at this from my tablet. So let me bring this up. You guys might not be able to see it, I don't know, but I can, I'm going to read this to you. I'm going to explain some things like that. Okay, I'm going to explain these details. Now, when we're talking about having dark, okay, remember we had Dark Elevation. For those who watch AEW, you guys already know what the shows were. So at this time, initially, we started with just Dynamite. Okay, by the time the game came out, we had Dynamite and we had Rampage. Now Collision comes along. We still don't have Collision. Okay, AEW no longer has Dark. They don't do Dark. They replaced Dark with Ring of Honor. And now Tony Khan has more plans. I don't know in detail, but something's about to happen different for AEW with Ring of Honor. Now, let me explain what people are not understanding, right? And this is what I want Panic Man 10 to understand. I'm explaining it to him so he gets it. If you look at, and this is what I talked about before about my GM mode, and I said it would be different if AEW did a my GM mode, and why they would have to add different elements than what the WWE has. Why? Raw has its own champion. SmackDown has its own champion. Okay? NXT has its own champion. Whether single, tag team, women's champions, all that. So they all have their own champions. Now, the thing that the WWE has that's really extremely weak is their tag team division, which is why the Usos and the New Day were taking turns back and forth holding those titles, and they really had no championship team that they really believed in. So when you have a team like, Randy Orton, who's a veteran, and what's the guy, the surfer guy that, bro, you guys know what I'm talking about. I used to watch him over in MLW before he came to the WWE. But they don't have a strong tag team division. Okay, so this is where when you look and you go, well, why did they unify the belts? Why are they undisputed tag team champions, right? Why they don't do that with all the other titles or whatever? So Roman Reigns was walking around being called the undisputed champion, which I didn't understand because I'm saying, how are you undisputed champion when there's still the champion on SmackDown? You have your champion on SmackDown, and Raw has its own champion. So how are you the undisputed champion? That makes no sense. Okay, but they could do my GM and the way they can do it the way they do it because of their setup. Okay, AEW, there's no such thing as a Rampage champion. There's no such thing as a Collision champion. There's no such thing as Dynamite champion. Okay, their champions are who they are. They wrestle on different shows. Some people you don't see on every single show. So yes, they can do a my GM mode, but it would be a different format and setup where even though you can assign wrestlers, well, basically, depending on who the champions are, right? You're going to only have one world champion. So it doesn't matter if he's defending his titles on either show. It doesn't make a difference. If you're the TBS champion, you're the TNT champion, you're the tag team champion, you don't have separate champions. Okay, Now, by doing this, okay, and to try to make it really make sense, if we're gonna try to keep it realistic, and that's one of the things he was talking about was being realistic. Well, if we're trying to make it realistic, then we have to go by what they give you. This is what I'm saying. It's a video game. I don't care how realistic we try to make something. It's still a game. It might make you feel better when you're playing the game, and it's okay. This is the type of move that this person does, and I get all of that, right? I get it. But first off, a dead wrestler couldn't be on this game. A dead wrestler wouldn't be wrestling Swerve Strickland or anybody else, right? Owen Hart's on the game. So how realistic is that? How you understand what I'm saying? It doesn't make a difference if they're dead or alive. No, it doesn't. It's just a game. So my point with that is now we'll be nitpicking at, well, I wanted to be realistic this way, but I don't care if it's not realistic that way. You understand what I'm saying? It's really just not that serious. Now, we're not wrong for having a certain request or interest in something or wanting something to happen, but if we're going to expect AEW to take this game, right, and completely reconstruct everything within it to where it's like a whole new game, the way the game plays, it functions and all, and I'm not talking about bug fixes, I mean just in general. Now it's to a point where, okay, we're asking them for things that it's going against the format of how the game was made in the first place. So at this point, it's like we're taking a game that's an arcade style game. Now we're starting to forget that. And we're trying to make them to treat it like a simulation game. But it doesn't make a difference. 2K is considered a simulation game. But people have far more fun using mods and creating their own federations, right? It's not so much just what they're doing in the WWE. Now, the match types that are all there and the modes, fine. This is what I'm saying. AEW don't need a MyGM. They don't need a WWE format. Everything that I constructed in here, you understand? Everything is AEW programming. If they had a season mode, right, they could put all of this in the season mode. Now, the brackets will still be separated in terms of you have the choice. Do you want to play the Owen Hart? Okay, for example, if you want to play the Owen Hart Foundation tournament, fine. If you want to play the Continental Classic tournament, separate from season mode, fine. If you want to do the dark matches, where you see where I have pay-per-view, dark match, premium show on match card, right? For that, it's not, my idea is not a MyGM mode. That's pretty much what you're doing when you start saying, okay, let's assign each wrestler to different branches to say, okay, this is going to be, I want these wrestlers right here going to be all Dynamite. They're all going to be this Rampage. These guys are going to all be collected. Why? There's no separate champions. Because now, if we're going to do that, now the complaint is going to become, well, you know what? Now they should make different belts. Do they have these different belts in real life? No. So once again, we're trying to make something so realistic, but to the point where we're picking and choosing, and now we have to change everything. It's honestly, some of the things that we're asking for is like the movie The Butterfly Effect. You go back in the time, you change something, and then you screw something else up. Because now if you change this, you have to change that. This is what I'm saying. This is why I strategically put what I put together, because all of these things are already there. They just have to construct it and format it. That's it. It's already there. Now, what they add, like example, all of their pay-per-views. What is the season mode? It's your calendar year. Their calendar year, as far as Road to the Elite goes, it's a story, which is great. What's the problem with the storyline? You know what the challenges are going to be. Even if they give you three different versions of it, right? You're still going to know what the challenge is going to be. Season mode will never be repetitive. So you can keep your story mode. You can even add more to Road to the Elite. You can give us a tag team version, a women's version. It doesn't matter. That's all great. But here's my point. You can do all of that. You can have your roll the dice gauntlet mode, right? But this is my point, and that's not something that they have. Okay, so my point is though, all of this, even the arena maps and everything, all of this, if it's in season mode, okay, they just went to Wembley, so now they're doing Wembley again this year. Wembley might become a thing where it's an annual thing for them. It just, who knows, right? But bottom line is, what we're asking for, right? For every match type that we want, okay, for every match type that they want, if they make it a part of their calendar year, that means I'm playing the season mode when the Owen Hart Foundation tournament come up. I want to be in that. Do you, right? Because if you're skipping modes, that means, well, guess what's going to happen, right? If you don't participate, and it's the thing, you don't have to, because it's so you can use, you could use a different wrestler. You understand what I'm saying? If they do it the way I'm putting it together, you'd be able to, okay, you know what? Who's in the tournament? All right, you know what? I'm going to play this, but I'm going to play as such and such, or whoever you want to play as, right? Just like if you're playing, Marvel versus Capcom, and you say, okay, you know what? I'm having a hard time using Captain America. Let me use the Hulk now, or whatever it may be. You can use whoever you want to use, okay? But at the end of the day, if it's like any particular character that you want, this is the thing about it. If you have to qualify for it, you get in, and however they seed you or whatever, bottom line is you're playing it. So here's the beauty of it. What makes the Owen Hart Foundation tournament so different is because the trophy that you win, the title that you win, it's not about defending this. You can't defend this on Dynamite. You can't defend this on Collision or Rampage. It's all about the tournament itself. That's the whole point. So if they make it where you can, because pretty much every year, somebody else has, the opportunity to wrestle, and somebody's going to win, somebody's going to lose. Now, at the end of the day, they can make it where, like I said, you defend it, you win it, you defend it, but only in the Owen Hart Foundation tournament. Why I love what it is. At the same time, whether you play single tournament mode where you just, okay, I'm just going to play through the tournament. Understand what the mode is. The mode is single, and it's and you have the Continental Classic where all the belts are involved, and this is where also the Forbidden Door is not a match type, man. The Forbidden Door, basically, this is what people have to understand, and why it's what they're doing. Okay, anybody that has been watching wrestling, back in the days, come on, man, when Vince McMahon Sr. was running things over at the WWF, he helped the territories. Okay, these guys, this is why we had Kerry Von Erich. The Von Erichs being part of WCCW, but we saw Kevin Von Erich fight Ric Flair. We saw Kevin Von Erich fight Ric Flair. We saw Bob Backlund and Ric Flair fight. Okay, so these matches that were happening, okay, back in the day, it was different. When Vince McMahon Jr. took over, his whole idea was different. No, I have a different vision for wrestling. Okay, it's all about the WWE. When the NWO was created in WCW, Vince McMahon, when they started this whole thing where they had ECW coming in, invading their show, and okay, this is to combat what WCW was doing. Do you understand? They had what they would do. So now you have a company that's coming on to WWE's platform. Okay. The difference in that also is ECW had its following, but these people wasn't seen as like wrestling superstars. For what ECW was, that hardcore style, their core fans liked what they were doing, but overall, it wasn't seen as an elite company. Do you understand what I'm saying? It was just seen as, okay, this little small, independent a hardcore, violent company. There, you don't see WWE. Let me show you a difference. You don't see WWE wrestlers going on ECW programming. Okay, look at a difference right now, and this is where you got to pay attention to the effects of these things. I told you guys, for example, when Jordan Grace came out at the Rumble, and then Jordan Grace came out a couple of months later on NXT. What did I tell you guys? I said Jordan Grace, they're not gonna have her beating Bianca Belair, Becky Lynch, and people like that. Oscar, no, they're gonna give her NXT talent. Was I wrong? So no, what they're doing is this: we'll work with TNA, right? They have a lot of people that we could use. They're using TNA talent, hoping that it boosts NXT, and also, uh, 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 um, the wrestling fans are not stupid. The NXT wrestling fans, because you have a lot of people that watch NXT, but they don't watch Raw, SmackDown. Okay, they have YouTubers, they have people that have their own platforms that tell you this. Okay, they don't cover anything that Raw, SmackDown is doing. They just cover NXT only. So what happens is this: everybody knows NXT is their developmental company. They're the little baby brother or sister to, okay, they're little baby brother to SmackDown and Raw. But of course, WWE tries to put it over as a premium show. Do you think that they really want Jordan Grace coming on to their premium shows? Okay, do you really think they want her coming on to their premium shows? Joe Hendry, Moose, all these people, and they're beating their top talent? Absolutely not. NXT, notice Jordan Grace came in there, everybody went crazy. They knew who she was, right? When she came out of the Royal Rumble, when she came out of NXT. But look at who she's fighting. She lost to Roxanne Perez, and of course, yeah, but Roxanne, when she was distracted though, and they cheated and blah blah blah. Okay, bottom line is she still lost because that's their champion. So when she defeats someone like Peyton Paxley, well, Peyton Paxley isn't a big time player even on NXT. When she came out of NXT, nobody knew who she was. She got like zero ovation. Now, they just sent someone else from NXT over there the other week, and it was the same thing. It was like, who is this person? Do you understand? Jordan Grace is the Knockouts champion, but she's fighting people from NXT that haven't made any noise yet, that have never done anything, was never champion. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you have an experienced veteran, a very seasoned person. Jordan Grace is like 26, 27 years old. She's not like, but she's very seasoned in that ring. And she's wrestling against people that basically are like expendable. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay. So therefore, they have this partnership, and people who normally was saying TNA sucks, oh, I don't even watch them, oh, they're still around. Now all of a sudden TNA rocks now. I love this whole TNA NXT thing. Right. Why? Simply because of the WWE's involvement. So it has nothing to do with, oh, TNA product has changed. Oh, TNA is giving us. No, it's TNA doing what TNA does. They're just interacting with the WWE. Now, here's the thing. AEW already have done this. They already work with Impact. Long time ago. Now that the WWE is doing it, people are making it seem like this is something unheard of. So the whole Forbidden Door thing is, just like you have wrestlers that have the 90-day no compete clause after they let go by a company. And so bottom line, there's wrestlers in every company. You always hear a person say, this person should go here, this person should go there, right? Well, now with the Forbidden Door, it's like, okay, well, if Tony Khan is working with whatever company and they have this agreement, and then this person comes out, it's like that holy shit moment. Why? This person is contracted to AEW, and we're getting to see, we're witnessing Moose versus Kenny Omega. Or do you understand? So no, it's not like it's something that's never been done before, but it's being done now. So why is it not a big deal when AEW does it? But if WWE does it, then it's a big deal. Do you understand? It's a concept that has happened before. Tony Khan just basically labeled it the Forbidden Door. So at the end of the day, this is something that's on their calendar year. So if you have, like example, like you hear me talking about, they need to make your created wrestlers be able to be used in every single mode. This will make everything that much sweeter because even when you're doing like your calendar year, or if you're doing a Forbidden Door, if you're doing a Forbidden Door, just as a solo card, fine. It's still the same concept. You don't know who your opponent's going to be until they start to come out the ramp. So you understand what I'm saying? It's just to bring. That's what you call high replay value of a game. It's not predictable. You don't know who it's going to be. This is why I said even with the running characters and stuff like that being able to happen, the things that happen in wrestling, the things that happen on AEW programming, okay, these things are already in the game as well. They're already there. You know when you're fighting against Penta or either Pac or Ray Phoenix, whoever, in that Road to Elite storyline, they both come running down. Whoever the one you're fighting, the other two comes down. One at a time. But this is already in the game. So running characters and all of these, this is what I'm saying. It's already there. So each mode, okay? So whether it's Owen Hart Foundation, I can play it single or I can play it as a part of the season mode. Continental Classic, same thing. The match card, same thing. Okay? The roll the dice gauntlet mode, same thing. If we're going to make something so real to try to stick to, well, I want to make it as real as possible, then we got to take Owen Hart out the game. Okay, we got to take Brody Lee out of the game. We have to take the created wrestlers out because these guys are either dead and gone or you understand what I'm saying? So we have to understand it's still a game. That's all it is a game. So no matter how realistic you want to make something, I get it. I feel very similar in the sense of, yeah, we want to try to make things as realistic as possible, how we customize the fight of the wrestlers and all of that. But at the same time, it's still a game. And we still have a lot of things that are not possible. So even, I'll give an example. Now Panic Man 10, the example he gave about like how Hulk Hogan didn't have submissions and all that kind of stuff. Okay, now let me tell you what's funny about that though. He wasn't known for that kind of stuff, and yeah, pretty much how many people kicked out the leg drop, right? So yeah, he was a strong finisher. But if you gave Hulk Hogan his actual move set, now if bottom line, he'd be a boring character to use. And his moves would be repetitive, and then people would say that. And you know what they would say? The masses of people would say, come on, man, I know Hogan didn't have that many moves, but damn, this is boring. What are they saying about Roman Reigns right now? Oh, his character, he doesn't even, the taunts he do is fake. It's not his actual, even his move sets and things he's doing, right? Okay, I told you, I saw Andre the Giant doing a springboard off the dead. I mean, come on, like, is that realistic? No. So where you can go into the move sets and change moves and tweak moves, okay, we all have the ability to do that. I get it. But there's always something being done that the wrestlers don't do or cannot do. So that's just a preference of, you're not wrong because you have a preference, but it's a preference that, one, we're forgetting. We're playing an arcade game. So we're losing touch that we're trying to make it assimilation. That's not what this is. And so when people are going, they need a Fight Forever 2, they're saying they need a Fight Forever 2. But they don't want the arcade style. They want a Fight Forever 2 simulator. You know how long it might take them to do that? Right? So there's less of a chance of that happening because now, and I'm not talking about making a Fight Forever 2. I'm saying it's less of a chance of those things being changed in the game as far as even like the customization of the leg strength or the arm strength and things like that. bro, we're using people that's not even actual wrestlers in the game. So that's not realistic. You understand what I mean? Like we're making up people. And that's fine. That's what we have the power to do because it's just a game. This is where now people are starting to put too much emphasis on what this game should be, or any game for that matter. I mean, once again, um, I see people do Royal Rumbles where they have 4 or 5 different versions of all the Undertaker looks, and they'll do a 4-way with all Undertaker. I mean, is that realistic? And this is on a game that's a simulator, right? So what I'm saying, um, we gotta keep in mind what we're doing here. And the thing with 2K is it's a simulator that tries to be both a simulator and an arcade style game. Just like, for example, we both don't like the combo system and the fact that they're like a fighter stance instead of a wrestling. Like it. Bottom line is, even with that being the game overall, they have all these features that people have gotten used to. Yet there's still people that don't like the game. There's still people that want other features added, even with what they have. So there's a such thing as being greedy, and there's a such thing as, like I keep telling people, it's like when I say the problem that WWE is going to have, and they don't understand with the fans as well, is that they're giving you an annual game. Every other game that you see come out, it takes them 3, 4, 5 years to make one game. The reason that the WWE is able to do this every year is because they're using the same engine, and they're not really giving you much of shit new except for a new storyline. Same moves, same people, same system. Oh, I'm using the big boss man. Now I gotta unlock him again. He's unlocked them on my all my previous year games, but now I have to unlock. It's the same thing over and over. Okay, you hear people say the WWE, like, until they have a game out there that can sell on the level that they're selling on, they don't feel like they have any competition, so they're not going to step up. Listen, what AEW does has nothing to do with what WWE is doing, and vice versa. The problem is, okay, everybody's looking at what WWE is doing, and they feel like, well, if we get 20 things on WWE 2K, even if we don't like the game, any other game come out need to give us 20 things as well. So my thing is, if you're going to give us 20 things, okay, cool, but do it your way. Okay, so now all of these things that I just say, even like, okay, now as far as the modes go, now if we're looking at the everything, even like with the mini games, the arena maps and everything, notice with arena maps, I'm talking about a building rooftop as an arena map. I'm talking about a Thailand jungle. I'm talking about an African jungle, right? I'm talking about a Mexican streets venue. Why? How many more arenas are they going to give us that's authentic? That's really going to be like, aside from the fact that they have they've given a facelift, okay, to the stage and everything, the screen of their current product. And we don't have those on this game. So aside from giving us an updated Dynamite, an updated Collision, an updated Rampage, outside of that, man, I want something different, like Japanese Shrine, like the beach, like the Haunted Forest. That's what I'm into. Now, for the people that's going, well, I mean, but it's not real. Once again, we're playing a video game. And I find it odd when I hear people say that when you're sitting here playing a video game where the ring is floating on top of lava. Not only is the ring not getting burnt up, but the people aren't either. Okay, nobody's dying from. I mean, having a heat stroke. Do you know how hot it would be sitting in a fucking cave, of all places, and filled with lava? Is that realistic? No, it's not. Listen, it's still a video game, no matter what. No matter what. And I feel like that's what people are losing sight of when they're requesting these things. People are expecting the game developers of this game or any other game to go, you know what, man? I think we're going to answer every beck and call of every single person out there. So when you start narrowing down what we want to do versus, you look at what everybody do and say, okay, this person is saying this person is saying that. Everything I'm asking of this company is already in the game. Now, with the exception of the jungle map and all that, but their creativity is on par with that. You see, so this is something to consider. Now, the 3 stages of terror. Now, I said basically 3 stages of terror. Then you have a 4th round, which is a sudden death, winner takes all. Do you know how extremely fun that would be? And once again, another match that they could use where pretty much they're always doing with AEW, they have that that casino theme. So this is another one. If they wanted to do it a casino theme or however they wanted to do it. But bottom line is, who does that? What other game has that? We're going to do 3 stages of terror, and then the 4th round is going to be winner takes all. Are you kidding me? Who's doing that? Who else is doing that? And I also said, as a match type, they could go back to the whole 3 round. How they do the 3 rounds, but don't tell us who won the round. Don't tell us who won the round. You understand what I mean? And it's a 2 out of 3. It's a best of 3. It's not 2 out of 3. It is a 2 out of 3 falls, but it's a match type of it's a point system where if you get pinned before the 3 rounds are up, then you don't make it to the 3 rounds. You understand what I mean? But if it goes to 3 rounds, then it comes to a point system. That's what Is that a new concept in wrestling? No. But do you see that on video games? No. So these are things what I'm saying. So if we could look up there, and it's not about we're going to try to give every single match type to Matt, whatever 2K gives, we're going to give. But not saying that that's what they have to do, but if they did that, and you could look and say, nobody has a 3 stages of terror match going on right now. Nobody has a Thai jungle as a venue, or African jungle as a venue, or Mexican streets as a venue. 2K and their storyline, they have where they're out in Mexico or whatever. But bottom line, what I'm saying, those type of things, even on the cruise ship, let's not forget, AEW had a match where they were on a cruise ship. So this is things that they've already actually had on their program. And so my thing is, even like we asked for the blood and guts cage match. This is all a part of AEW programming. But you see, the thing that people have to understand, like the Elimination Chamber is a yearly match. The Royal Rumble is a yearly match. Okay? Hell in a Cell is a yearly match. Now, it varies maybe what pay-per-view Hell in a Cell might be at, whatever, but the Elimination Chamber itself is an actual event. So the thing with Blood and Guts is it's not a particular, it's a match type. It's not a particular event. It's a match that's a part of an event. So therefore, you could even have during the season mode where it could be done randomly. It could be done randomly. You could be challenged to a blood and guts match. I mean, bottom line is this: it's all there. And the difference with the season mode too is, if you lose a match, you don't have to go back and win the match. Either you win it or you lose it. You advance the way you do. There's different ways to get title shots. We see it all the time. You understand what I mean? And this is the thing what I'm saying. You might be a part of a tournament that gets you right back in the title picture. You might be a part of a tag team. It could be the type of thing where it would be great if you can turn on your partner, or your partner can turn on you. It happens in Road to the Elite. Do you understand what I'm saying? Everything, your entire calendar year is in the season mode. But it's so different from Road to the Elite, because even though they're giving you, it's like you're fighting through the calendar year in story mode, but it's not the same thing. And if you look at all of these match types I'm talking about in modes, they're not, all of the modes are not there. but the match types, most of them are. So now, when you look at, I haven't even mentioned all the match types that's already available. I'm talking about the ones that's locked in that they need to unlock, and match types that they can add, where like everything that you can do in the ring, you make people tap. You can make a submission match. Okay, they could do a 2 out of 3 falls. They could do a last man stand. They can do all of those things. Okay, and of course they should all be included in every match type. Okay, tag teams are not gonna have the same. Most tag matches don't have the same dynamics as a one-on-one with. I mean, you do have your 4-way, your 3-ways, and all that, but bottom line, there's going to be certain match types that you probably not going to see in the tag. Like you won't, more than likely, you won't see a tag match in the exploding barbed wire match. You rarely even see that happen. It's usually pretty much a one-on-one. Now, also, let me say something about this too. If you go and Google anything like Hulk Hogan wrestling in Japan, I've seen Hulk Hogan wrestle and try to use moves. I actually seen him do wrestling moves. Okay? He wasn't known for that in America. He wasn't known for that throughout his career, but so it's not like it's impossible, like, oh, he's never done this. No, I've seen him actually doing some wrestling moves, some holds, trying to use some submissions. Okay? So it happened. But that's not what he was known for. When Stone Cold Steve Austin was stunning Steve Austin, okay? When he was in WCW, when him and Flying Brian was the Hollywood Blondes, stunning Steve Austin actually could wrestle. His gimmick changed with this whole, remember, the Ringmaster failed. It stunk. It didn't catch on. And so his lack of wrestling ability came with the character of the whole ass kicking, stomp you down, put the middle finger up to you. All of those things was a part of his character. You understand what I'm saying? So I could sit here and go back and look at some WCW stuff, and you'll say, damn, I never seen Stone Cold do that when he was over there in the WWE. Yeah, because that's what you remember of him. Just like, for example, me created The Undertaker. I gave him the American Badass look. I gave him the Dead Man look. I gave him the Mean Mark Callis look. You understand what I'm saying? So these are all different characters that they play. So in other words, it's like, for example, if you're playing 2K and you're using Kane, right? Well, 2K only give you're only able to wear wear 2 outfits. Some of them, if you download a mod or something, yeah, they'll add to that character, because like my Rhea Ripley character has like 4 different attires. Okay, basically, but bottom line is, in other words, you can say, okay, I want to use Kane as Isaac Yankem. I want to use Kane as that fake Diesel, because that was all Kane. I want to use, Axe. Which Demolition was the Repo? Which Demolition was it? Axe or Smash was the Repo Man? So you understand what I'm saying? Doink the Clown, Matt Bourne. That's not unrealistic that you're using 2 different people. Like when I did the Ultimate Warrior, I made him as Blade Runner Rock. So I gave him the Ultimate Warrior look and the Blade Runner Rock look. Dingo Warrior, he was there. So these are all different personas that personalities that they've had. So this is all a part of what they've been doing. You understand what I mean? Tiger Mask, Mitsuhara, what's his last name? I don't want to talk about, but now. So the thing is too, I don't try to stick to what was, and like certain things. Like, yeah, if I have Animal and Hawk, I'm going to keep them a tag team, more than likely. If I'm going to do Demolition, I'm going to keep them a tag team. Okay. But there's other people, like when I got Mitsuharu Misawa, that's his name. When I have him in the Ultimate Warrior as a tag team, right? Now let's look at it this way. I could put Sting together with the Ultimate Warrior, right? And guess what? They're the Blade Runners, right? But the version of Sting we have on Fight Forever is his more current, older look. You understand what I'm saying? It's still Sting. But we're not trying to, you see, this is what I'm saying. Sometimes we go a little too deep with the trying to make something so real that we're overlooking the purpose. we can't go from saying, you got to remember, guys, that this is an arcade game to now we're trying to tell them to turn it from an arcade game to a simulation. Now, tweaks and making things better, like I said, bug fixes and things, or just making certain things, like you heard me talk about the money. I said, well, yeah. Now they need to find what they're going to do where we can use this money. During the season mode, the money can be used. During the season mode. Because during the season mode, right, you can actually get tired. You can actually get exhausted. You can get injured, right? So during the season mode, usually it'll be, you have do you want the injuries on or injuries off? And guess what? You have money, right? You can buy certain things. They can even make it where, you get checked out to the hospital. You got to pay for rehab. You got to pay for, that way this money is being used. And this way, guess what? Every time you're playing Road to Elite, you're playing anything that's generating money, whether it's exhibition, whatever, guess what? You still have money there, right? You can buy different things. And why? With gear. Now, how much gear they're going to provide for us, different things that you can buy. In season mode, being that season mode is not repetitive, and season mode is going to be spontaneous with the matches, and you might need to buy certain things, or you need to, even if it's like they can make it where you're buying supplies, they can add some things to where it makes sense, because going through a season, you're going to need to buy different things. Okay, they can make some tweaks and changes that we're not even thinking about right now. I have more ideas swimming around in my head, which I don't want to put out in this video, because I'm not trying to do this video where I'm sitting here all night doing it. But I mean, there's things that I'm thinking of. But the season mode, it bottom line is listen, there's so much that you can do. Even if they do a thing where during the season mode, it might say like, the same way how on the Road to Elite, how you're going to like the restaurants and stuff, or you got to work out, or you got to eat and stuff like that. Now you're managing your health. You're managing like all of these things where you might have to buy, like I said, supplies. They could do the thing where you're on the road, you have to pay for hotel stay. You understand what I mean? Traveling expenses. See how on Road to Elite, where they have you in the airplane and you're traveling? Now, see what I'm saying about season mode? I'm not talking about just put brackets up there just to be, to do it in a cheesy way to say, okay, season mode. No, have it where, guess what? You have a match that you can be a part of. You have a certain challenge. Now, Forbidden Door stuff doesn't have to necessarily be, here's the thing. How cool would it be, right, if during the season mode, your own arenas that you create can also be chosen and used, right? But bottom line is, you're traveling, right? So it doesn't make a difference if now Ring of Honor, I would love to see them bring Ring of Honor into Fight Forever, and if they was to inject that into it, where now, because now they don't even do dark matches anymore. They don't have AEW Dark anymore. So these things that they would be adding to the game, it actually would be like a new game within the game, building it through time where they're adding these things, but it's all still a part of their season mode. Just like right now, you look at their calendar year, you see people, Queen Aminata, Abaddon, Anna Jay, you see different people. They're resting on Ring of Honor. Then you see them, on Rampage. You see them on Dynamite, or you see them on Collision. So these things are all a part of a calendar year. None of this stuff is something that they have to go way out the way to try to make something that is not feasible. So once again, how many modes do they have already? Okay. So as far as the tournament mode, as far as, and once again, even for a match type, I said, a tag team battle royal, right? A tag team battle royal. I said that one. I didn't say it in this video or the last one, but I mentioned that before. So that's another match type. But all of these match types that we're talking about, whether it's on their calendar year or not, it's there. And this is what I mean about a calendar year, where you might be your the matches that that you're challenged to. Okay, and how beautiful that is that your created wrestlers are also a part of this. So you can be, challenged to, a fight where it's gonna be in the African jungle. So even, for example, if it's a card where you and don't always there's always a card during season mode. Everything is a card. You can watch it or you can simulate through the matches, or you can watch. So bottom line is, wherever the events are and you're going there, right? For Forbidden Door, you have a mystery opponent. And this is where I'm saying, where people are not really understanding, like, it might look more impressive when you look and have all these different brackets. This mode, this mode, this mode, this mode, right? All of those modes are there. But within the season mode, like I said, you have the opportunity to play that mode alone, or play it during through a season. And also, you can switch back and forth to one. If I'm playing, it doesn't matter, because I know right now there's certain things like if you're playing a certain mode, you can't, you have to finish it with that one person. I don't have a problem with that, but at the same time, it's like to do a season mode. If they, and look, I don't even want to, because I know like how I'm explaining it as well. If they did this, you guys, when you would play it, I mean, it should be simple what I'm saying. You should be able to understand what I'm saying. But if you was playing this, okay, with every mode that they have right now, right? We have 5 modes on here. Now you combine those modes. You combine these modes, these gaming modes, with all of that and all the match types. If they was to start to, like I said, they start to give us all these other match types as well. We have everything in this game that we need. Now, as time goes on, they come up with something else, whether it's a venue, whether it's another match, whatever. But everything is in this game. Because now what happens is, you're starting to get greedy. You understand what I'm saying? And it's like, okay, I'm bored now. Give me something else. Give me something else. No. At some point, it's like, and I know that there's still things that they can do, many things. But I know from the gate, they never intended for this game. Kenny Omega was the one who said it. And he said out of his own mouth, you're not going to like see like the type of stuff that you see like in like 2K, but we're going to give you this, that, and third. Okay. And people got this idea that, oh, when Kenny Omega was involved, everything was this and that. What do you mean? What do you mean? The game that y'all were calling bare bones, Kenny Omega, basically, even when he was no longer a part of the game, Evil Uno was still there. Okay, and overall, it doesn't really matter, because what happened, happened. But once again, if I want to play the Owen Hart Foundation tournament mode alone, I can do that. If I want to play the Continental Classic alone, I can do that. If I want to, put a match card together alone, I can do that. If I want to do a roll the dice gauntlet mode alone, I can do that. We just have another tournament mode that they just gave us. Okay? So, those modes, and then combine that with all of the match types, right? You have more than enough to do. Now, if I want to play the season mode, everything I just named, and plus what they already have, is already in this game. I mean, like, are we seriously, like, I don't know how much time people have on their hands, but I don't have time to, like, every single day play hours and hours and hours of a video game, or do, like, I have different things I have to do. But what I'm saying is, yeah, okay, there's a such thing as getting greedy. And so, no, we don't need it in my GM mode. That's already been done. The same way, like when my brother is saying Forbidden Door is not new. Well, neither is a my GM mode. Neither is a Royal Rumble. None of it's new. Okay, a casket match isn't new, but certain games like 2K, and people gotta understand, 2K is giving you the same game every year. Okay, yeah, they're changing up they're giving you a different story mode, but after people play the story mode, it's like, okay, a whole lot of these content creators, when they play it online, live with us, and then guess what? Once they finish it, they don't go back to it. So this is what I'm saying. A season mode is something that is slept on because WWE, they doing what they're doing with this, with their different modes. When you play, like example, if you play Retromania, you have the story mode and then you have the 10 pounds of gold. Okay. The story mode has 3 different endings. The 10 pounds of gold, it's a story in itself, but it's separate from the story mode. Okay. And it's shorter. But it's a complete difference when you're playing something, just like if you're playing Road to Elite. It's a complete difference when you do not know who you're fighting next. You don't know what match is going to be. Even to go through a season where you are going to be in certain matches, you're going to be in a tag match. You're going to be in a 4-way. You're going to be in a handicap. You're going to be in a battle royal, right? You're going to be in a cage match. This is all a part of a calendar year, man. This is, so how much more do people want? And then same thing where, like, you guys, like, I've been sitting here, I was playing a mini games the other day. My favorite one is the one with Sheeta, the baseball one. Okay, but I'm sitting here playing mini games. And I'm sitting here like, man, you know what? I'm playing Stadium Stampede. I utilize what we have on here. It doesn't have to be a social thing for me. See, I'm grown. I don't need to, every time I play, I got to hook up with somebody online that it's not that big a deal. It's really not. So for me to do all of that, to do what I'm doing, I bought the game. I'm enjoying it. I'm playing everything. From Stadium Stampede, I'm playing everything. I'm playing all the mini games. I'm playing everything. Okay? But for me to do that, and then it's like I can say, once again, you know what? I feel like playing the Owen Hart Foundation tournament. How many times since we got this tournament mode have we been sitting going back to back playing this tournament mode over and over? So same thing. But here's the thing, it's a different concept here. And you're fighting for a title to become champion and win the trophy. And once again, you can only lose it or win it during in this mode. That alone is powerful. Continental Classic, all the titles are up for grabs. All of them. All of them. Completely different dynamic. You understand what I'm saying? It's like so the bottom line is, no matter which mode you choose, you can do it, like I said, outside of season mode or play it within. What do we really need a My GM for? What's the other? A My Fashion? Like all the, for what? For what? Let 2K do that. That's what 2K is doing, right? Panic Man. What else do we talk about? Well, he talked about on his video about Ultra Pro doing 70s, 80s, 90s. Right. No, don't copy that. See, this is what I'm saying. Let Ultra Pro do that. AEW doesn't need to do that. Right? Let Ultra Pro do that. So when we're playing Ultra Pro, we don't feel like we're playing Fight Forever. When we're playing Fight Forever, we don't feel like we're playing Ultra Pro. Let them do that. That's their thing. That's what I mean about every game is different. The same way Retromania, they have what they're doing. We don't want to play a continuation of something else. We don't need to. I don't want to be able to do all the same things. And see, the whole thing is this: when you have a game that have a particular match type, if they can do some things in that match, like one day I was playing a ladder match, and when I started spinning around with the ladder, my son said, "I never saw you do that before." And again, when you watch people do content, who play this game, you rarely see people use the ladder and spin on that way. You rarely see people throw people outside the ring onto the barbed wire tables, in the exploding barbed wire match. You rarely see people even do that. You rarely see people set the table on fire and slam their opponent through it or whatever. You rarely see someone set up a table outside the ring and dive outside. You rarely see these things, right? So these things that we're talking about, people just keep asking for more of things. Now, me, Panic Man, my brother, Purple Rains, it's a few of us on here that we like the game. We're having fun with it, and we're doing things differently. Like Purple Rain said to me the other day in the text, he said that me and Panic Man 10 have him wanting to create wrestlers because he see what we're doing ours. So that's great. And like Panic Man said in his video, share the video. Try to get this video out where the game developers see it. This is what I've been telling you guys for the longest time, because what you have every single day, like Bob Marley said, right? He was asked, why do you stand up and fight for justice every day? You don't take a day off. What did Bob Marley say? Because the people in the world is trying to make the world a screwed up place. They don't take a day off. So bottom line, yeah, you have all these toxic people that keep opening their mouth to try to shut this game down. And that's why I don't play with them. I get rid of them. They're not welcome on my channel. They just don't want to see people enjoy themselves. I'm enjoying myself, man. I'm not putting all this emphasis and stress on myself for what? It's a video game, bro. Like, in all honesty, if Tony Khan pulled the plug tomorrow on this game, am I supposed to cry? Guys, my mom is fighting for her life. My mom is in that vegetated state. Okay? My dad has dementia really bad. He's physically not what he was. And okay, those are serious things to me. This is a freaking video game. Honestly, a lot of you make it seem like this game is as stressful and as hurtful as like what I'm dealing with my parents who I love. This is just a video game for fun. That's all this is. But what I'm saying, I'm with Panic Man 10 with what he's saying. But what I'm understanding, okay, about this game, and I think a lot of times people start losing sight of it, is like I said, it's an arcade game. So when you're trying to make things so realistic to the point where one idea is always like, okay, you thought of this person thought of that, this person thought of that, and we start combining ideas and everybody is going back and forth about what we want to see. And then, what happens is everybody starts losing sight of, this is what we want to see. But this isn't what AEW promised us. This isn't what Ultra Pro, this isn't what any of these other companies, this is not what they promised us. Now, the difference with Retromania, why people were angry with them, was because they did promise us. They promised us Cowboy James Storm and Mr. Hughes. And it took them 3 years. But they finally did it. And like I said, they wasn't responding to anything. They was not reacting to anything. They wasn't posting any new news. So, I mean, after 3 years, you think, yeah, I guess they're done with this game. And so it is what it is. But then all of a sudden, they come back. And one day I go turn the game on. I went to go play it. And all of a sudden, there was an update. It was Mr. Hughes, James Storm, and the new NWA Arena. But people make it seem like AEW Fight Forever is in the same situation as Retromania. I love what Retromania has. They have two new game modes that they're coming out with, which we know about one of them. The other one he did say in a different video that was going to be tag team based. They don't have a women's division. They don't have a creator wrestler. Okay, they have mostly NWA themed arenas, the NWA belts. They don't have a United States champion. They don't have a women's division, like I said. So we 20 something, 20, I think 26 after they get these 5 DLCs. Okay, so we're talking about a game that has far less than AEW Fight Forever. And I've watched people sit there and try to compare that game and say that Retromania was a better game. I don't argue the point with anything. Pro Wrestling X is better than AEW Fight Forever. Casual Pro Wrestling is better than Fight Forever. And Wrestling Empire is better than Fight. Everything is better than Fight Forever. Everything. Okay? Everything. And this is all these people try to do. So when we are speaking and we're making these videos, like I told you, I'm making these videos because I want the videos to be seen by the right people, as well as you guys enjoying the video. Hope that you guys are enjoying the content. Okay? But I want the right people, the decision makers. I want somebody to be able to say, hey, Tony, listen, I was watching this video and this guy has some great ideas, man. I was watching this other video and this person was saying this and doing this. Okay. At the end of the day, I mean, like I said, if you look at everything that I put on here, this is super easy to do, man. This is super easy to do. Now, I don't know how many features and functions that people think a game is supposed to have, because it's like I said, look at Battlegrounds. Battlegrounds is loaded with some stuff too. But guess what? How many people do you see playing Battlegrounds? How many new videos do you see of Battlegrounds? AEW's in its first year. It's only 1 year old, man. So when you look at what this game has already done, you know, I'm having fun with the game is what I'm saying. I don't look for anything to happen overnight. So the things that we want to see different, yeah, this is why we're making our voices heard. Okay. And once again, a roll the dice gauntlet match. To just remind you guys, like I said, it's like whatever match, whatever you roll your dice, whatever. I'm talking about in the game. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like you don't know what you're gonna get. So whatever match you're in, even that would be like the type of thing where you don't even know what type of. Well, they're gonna announce it, you know. Of course, unless they change that format with that particular in that particular mode, because it's actually the type of thing where even if you knew who you were wrestling, right? If you knew who you were wrestling, and it's like, okay, I know I'm wrestling. Okay, I'm using Scott Steiner. I know I'm wrestling Bret Hart. But you roll the dice. Now it can tell you what type of match that it's going to be, or they can not tell you, and you don't know until you're coming out, your opponent's coming out, and then it's announced what type of match is going to be. Forbidden Door definitely should be that. You don't know who you're going to wrestle. The reason is because the wrestlers in real life are coming from different federations. Okay, on here, this is wrestlers that you have, and this is definitely where people now would say, yo, I need them. I want to create some more wrestlers now, because now that's 100 wrestlers plus what we already have. Maybe got like 70 something wrestlers, so that's like 100. That's 100 over. It's 170 something people. So you have a lot to choose from. You understand what I'm saying? And it's always going to be different. It's going to be random. So you're not playing the same game twice. That right there is what I'm saying. If guy, Pete, like I'm emphasizing because I want people to understand what season mode would bring. And all of those, yeah, they're all different modes. I mean, how many freaking modes do you guys need? You understand what I'm saying? Like, we're good right here. This game would be unstoppable with what right here, what they have right here, with what they already have. If they was to, and especially if they give us these match types that we want, they give us those different match types as well. It's like, okay, cool. So I'm not asking them to give us anything, like the majority of what I'm asking of is already in this game. The majority of what I'm asking of is basically stuff that we've seen on their programming. So, with the exception of like the roller dice gauntlet, 3 stages of terror, yeah, all these other match types, yeah. And like I said, yeah, we want the blood and guts cage. We want We want a submission match. We want a 2 out of 3 falls. We want to, they can do a last man standing or whatever. They can, like, all of these different things that we can do. All of these different things. They can even do a first blood match. The only thing about a first blood match, now if you did it in the Haunted Forest, it would be that much easier, because you can use the barbed wire fence. What they would probably do, and I'm hoping that they see, they would probably make it harder, like as you go under the ring, to finally get what you want, where you could bust somebody's head open. You understand what I'm saying? Like, because every weapon doesn't do it. That you find under the ring or take from the crowd, and then it's like you don't want to not be able to have the match and the Haunted Forest because of that. The barbed wire fence. It doesn't necessarily have to be your head, or they'll leave it and it might be you have to draw blood from the head. Now I know in Wrestling Empire that's what happened. I remember I was wrestling a guy on Wrestling Empire. I'm like, man, this dude is bruised. He's bleeding. What the hell do I have to do? And I know it was a first blood match, but I had to bust his head open. So they would probably do that, where it's like, okay, the guy back is bleeding, his chest is bleeding, but you got to bust his head open. So that's probably what they would do. But bottom line is, it can be done. None of these things are impossible or super hard to do. It's just tweaking the computer, the program it to react to these different modes. And put it like this: nobody's wrong because you have a request. What I'm saying is, what I'm looking at and what they already have, I would be more than satisfied with all of this right here. Like for my taste and what I'm looking at, and all of these things right here is like, believe me, come on, man. I mean, right now, they just gave us a tournament mode. With these 6 modes right here, the 5 right here, that would be 6 modes. You understand what I'm saying? Like, what else? What else we have? We have these 6 modes. Of course, you have your Road to the Elite. That's 7. You have your they have the the Beat the Elite. That's 8. That's 8 goddamn modes. Okay, that's 8 modes. We know that the match types and the modes are different. That's 8 modes. Yeah, I mean, come on, that is 8 modes we're talking about. So, I mean, yeah, I'm good with that, man. I'm more than good with that. That's 8 modes. Let me see something real quick. Yeah, that is 8 modes, man. Let me see something real quick. That is 8 modes. And as far as the match types, you know what? Wait, let me pull that back up. Because as far as the match types we're talking about, hold up. I said 8, right? There's 8 modes. Okay, now with 8 modes, they have 5 match types up there right now in that tournament mode. So right here would be 6. Yeah, that would be 6. And with what they have right now, and plus this one, that would be 6 modes, 6 match types. Yeah, so I mean, yeah. No, that would be 6. Then you got the Casino Battle Royale, which would be 7. A ladder match is 8. The Exploding Barbed Wire is 9. Falls Count Anywhere is 10. Lights Out is 11. And of course, you got your one-on-one, which is 12. Your tag team is 13. So that's 13 right there. Now, for them to simply tweak, then you got you got your three-way. That's 14. You got your four-way. That's 15. Now, if they simply just give us a tornado tag, 17. If they simply give us a tag elimination, it's 18. If they give us an elimination three-way, 19. Elimination four-way, 20. If they give us trios, which I know they can do, that's 21. If they give us elimination trios, that's 22. And what I'm saying, you're going to tell me 22 freaking match types with 8 modes, mini games, all this shit, and that's not enough? Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. That's what I'm saying. We have all of this right here. That is more than enough. Look, I'm not greedy, man. That's more than enough. That is more. It's not like we're gonna sit here and play, every single mode for hours out the day. A lot of it's gonna be, okay, you know what? I feel like doing this 3 stages of terror. You probably play that. I mean, who knows how many times? Sometimes we'll sit here and play one match type 5, 6, 7 times in a row. Roll the dice gauntlet more. I mean, come on. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Without even going into season mode, you have all of these other modes where you can just have fun putting, I know what, let me just go straight to the Owen Hart Foundation. You know what? Tournament. Let me go straight to the Continental Classic tournament. Let me go to the match card. Let me go to the match card. Let me put a card together and play. You understand? You have so much to do. 22 match types and 8 modes. Come on, y'all. Plus mini games. Plus Stadium Stampede. which you understand what I'm saying? Which is 9. I mean, come on, y'all. And you know what? The rebelliousness that this game is getting, fools are going to be fools, which means, and I'm saying that based on this too, because fools are going to be fools. But what happens is, if they gave us all of these things, the people that's been talking negative is going to want to keep their stance. So they're going to continue to talk negative. But you know what? We've seen so many people talk negative. When you look now, far more people is playing this game than it ever was. So now, when you look and you see people that's saying, "Oh, I don't play Stadium Stampede," guess what? They'll start playing Stadium Stampede again. They'll start that one mode that they keep overlooking, which is the Beat the Elite. Yeah, they'll be playing it more. Why don't you play it? And this is what I'm saying, because that's not what we asked for. Okay, I might want chocolate ice cream. They don't have it. That doesn't mean I don't want strawberry or vanilla or what do y'all have? You understand what I'm saying to you? It might not have been what I asked for, but guess what? Okay, the strawberry is good. I'll take that. And people are they're not understanding. They're looking at a WWE format, and whatever WWE has, that's what they want. And when they're saying, "But we just want the match types," I get you. I've said a million times, those match types should have been there from launch. But the thing about it was, they couldn't tell you. Want to tell you in detail everything that was there before it was time to tell you. But once again, I remember people asking about a cage match, and Kenny Omega said, "No, there's no cage match." And when we found out we had an exploding barbed wire match, like, okay, cool. Now, if I had to choose, all right, what do you want, Aries? A cage, or do you want exploding barbed wire? I would pick the exploding barbed wire. Okay, is a cage match like never been on the game before? No. Exploding barbed wire matches on some other games. I know it's on Fire Pro. It doesn't have the same dynamic. The explosions are like very light. The effects are different. It is what it is, but it's there. Okay, but bottom line, just like the Inferno match. Okay, why would AEW have an Inferno match? Now, if they did a match where they had flames around, but it don't look anything similar to WWE's Inferno match. You understand? But it's even if it was in sections where the fire, however, bottom line is everything needs to have its own feel to it, and we don't. Me personally, I don't like feeling like I'm playing the same game. I don't want to feel like, I don't want to be able to turn on Ultra Pro and I can do the same exact matches, that I'm doing on Fight Forever the same way. I could understand the similarities because it's wrestling. Okay, so like if you're playing football, if you're playing Madden, people go, but Maxim, you can't do this and that. Look, then go play Madden. Don't play Maxim football, and then all of a sudden in your head you're imagining Madden you do this or that, or vice versa. Whatever game that you're used to, you have to get used to something different. What was that game? Was it called Game Breaker for the 360, the football game? Man, it took me a minute to get the controls, and once I learned the controls, I was like, yeah, this game is cool. A lot of people just nitpick. Everything has to be exactly what they're used to. That's the thing, what I'm saying. Certain things are easy to deal with. One of the worst things that you feel when you're playing these video games is when the controls are like just all over the place. It just makes you feel like all right. And then you get away from the game for a while and you get back on and it's like you never played it before. It's a bit much. Okay, so that being said, yeah, come on, y'all. Like this right here, I'd be satisfied with it. Now, here's the thing. We're all different people, so we can have similar or same or a lot of the same ideals. So nobody's wrong because you want something a certain way. The problem, though, is when you're asking for what we've already got. If I feel like playing a Royal Rumble, then I'll play 2K. If I want to play the Casino Battle Royale, then I'll play, Fight Forever. It's simple. I don't want to AEW to copy the Elimination Chamber and just call it something else. No. Is the Blood and Guts cage, for that matter, is the Blood and Guts cage different? No. WCW had that World War III, and what did they have? They had the 2 rings. Even without a cage. I remember they had the match at Super Bowl where they had the 2 rings. So, I mean, come on, man. This is wrestling. All of these things have been done before. None of this stuff is new. It's all been done before. I remember when the WWE, the Great Khali, they had that Punjab. Remember that match where they had all these big bamboo sticks? And I mean, they were trying to do anything, trying to do something for the first time, trying to be able to say, I did it first. I get it. Where everything doesn't stick. Everything doesn't catch on. So right now, the way I'm looking at, like what's going on with, I'm not even focused on 2K, like what they do. I'm not focused on what any other company is doing. In terms of me looking at, I don't even have to look at what they're doing. I can just look at what I know is in wrestling games, and I can say, this is what I would like to see, in Fight Forever. All right. Here we go with the whole controversy. These guys with the clickbait, man. Okay, so let's go to my channel, and I want to see something really quickly. Let me see something here. Okay, I can see this video here. Okay, like this game right here. Right? Okay. Now, notice we don't see. We see a ladder in the ring. We see a chair in the ring. Okay. Okay, we've seen the steel steps in the ring. We've seen the table. Okay? So it's safe to say they have their version. They have their version of a weapons match. Did we see a cage? No. So do we know if they have a cage? No. Not saying that they don't. Do we know if they have 4 ways? 4-way elimination, 3-way elimination, tag elimination. Do we know that they have that? No. Do we know if they have formed some type of battle royal? No. We don't know the match modes or types. This particular game right here, right? Neckbreaker Visceral Pro Wrestling, right? I forgot about this game. Like, it was like a year ago. I remember I was watching a channel, and a guy was doing a breakdown. He every wrestling game coming out, but basically when he said it, he said every wrestling game. Well, this was in 2023. He said every wrestling game coming out in 2024, right? / 2025. Visceral Pro Wrestling was one of it was several games. The ones that I remembered the most, because there's no other footage of this game other than what I showed you. There's one more video. There's no no other, what you have seen, or what you might see, and you might get confused unless you're used to 2K's graphics. 2K, people that have 2K have taken this game and created their own version of it. Okay, so once again, if you're used to 2K's graphics and you understand what you're looking at, then or if you was to listen to the commentary, you'll know. Okay, that's Michael Cole, and then this isn't official. Now, bottom line though is there's no updated footage of anything. Just this old freaking clip. Now, they showed us 4 different weapons. You know how many people will take that same clip right here and act like they saw 25 weapons? They'll act like they saw 25 match types. They'll act like they saw all these different modes. So this is where, when I say no need to overhype this game or try to oversell it. Let's wait and see what happens and see what information we get about this game coming up, because right now it's the same thing. Everybody who's is walking around with the sour face and talking like AEW, did something to them personally. Those same people are depending on the next game to come out just to say it's better than AEW. That's all. That's all. Now, I'm not saying that they don't want to enjoy a new game, but there's always going to be these little pet peeves and these little I hate this, I hate that. They should have. It's always going to be a but. Or they should have did this and that. It's always going to be that. So with that being said, right, when you start using your imagination and telling yourself that something's going to be better than what you've already seen, you're doing that to yourself. You have nobody to blame but you, because now you saw 4 different things, 4 different weapons in that. You saw steel steps, you saw a table, you saw a ladder, and you saw a chair. Okay? You didn't see a barbed wire bat. You didn't see anything on fire. I don't know that those things are going to be in the game. Now, is this game actually going to come out? We don't know. Is Ultra Pro Wrestling going to actually come out? We don't know. We have people talking about Tony Khan said they're going to make a second game. When Tony Khan, he clearly said, well, at some point, later on, we'd like to, make another game. But in the foreseeable future, right now, everything is being poured into, Fight Forever, and we're going to support this game for a very, very long time. I played the clip for you. Somehow, people skip that part and just go to the part of him saying, at some point later on. No, they don't want to. They want to act like, in their minds, later on meant, next year. These are the same people that'll drive down the street and the sign clearly says 25 miles per hour. They come through here driving too fast and tell the officer, I could have swore it said 52. No, dummy, you're looking at it backwards. It's 25, not 52. So, you have to look at things for what they are. Not for you want them to be, but what they are. Now, having requests and being able to get your point out where people can say, hey, you know what? That's a great idea. Hell yeah, we need to do something like that. Hey, that's what it's about, y'all. Like I told you guys on a previous video, I'm not the type of person that everybody's playing one particular game. I got to just be a part of it too. We don't all like the same games, and it's not even about me not liking it. It's just I'm just too grown up for that type of stuff. I don't care about like what I'm saying is we can all like the same things, and that's fine. We can have because there's always going to be similarities and differences. But what I'm saying is, show me something that I haven't seen. You know what we played? I went to. I'm gonna upload this footage because on this channel I'm about fun. I went to the zoo today. Let me show you what I did. But you know what I played yesterday, and I love playing these. Now, who grew up and saw this? Remember those shooting games? I'm not talking about a video game. I'm talking about where you actually hold like a gun with the laser on it, and it's made like an old shotgun, old rifle or something, and it's like they'll have like this setup was like a barn, a garage. They had the car. You shoot the target, and maybe like it'll spin, or you shoot a door, it'll open in, and like the skeleton comes out, or like a person sitting in the chair. Like I played one of those, man. I had so much fun. I'm just like, man, now just brought me back to my childhood. It's all about fun, y'all. And I just think that most of the time people are just putting too much emphasis on what this game or any other game should have, to the point where we have like 1,000 people with a fucking laundry list. Like, yo, we need to do this. Like, all right, all of those things are not going to be done. Hell, what I put on this list, I don't know if it's going to be done, but I'm giving it a shot. And also, what I'm saying, keep it realistic. So, yeah, I'm with Panic Man with what he's saying. But when it comes to limb damage and, things like where this wrestler really can't do this and that, man, like now we getting to a point where it's like, if they really gave you these wrestlers moves to where like you like that, and that's the thing. Now for me personally, I don't give I listen. I just give listen. I want the game to be fun. Like for example, I play Fight Night Champions a lot. Fight Night Champions is a game where there's fighters that will beat a fighter on the game, but in real life they couldn't beat them. Okay. You create people, and then it's like, if you sucked in real life, why would I create a wrestler and purposely make the wrestler suck? So every time I fight this guy, I know I'm going to knock him out in 2 or 3 rounds. What's the purpose? What is the purpose? Now, let's look at Hulk Hogan. Of course, he punched you. That's a move. Okay, a gut kick. That's a move. He raked your eyes. That's a move. He did the Ric Flair chop you in the chest. That's a move. Clothesline. Big boot. Atomic drop. Body slam. Back suplex. I mean, let's see. What else? I'm picturing all the moves I've seen him do. I'm trying, I could be missing something, but let's see. Because right now we're at 9 moves. Clothesline. When you're laying down, he'll elbow drop you. That's 11 moves. I mean, if you want to add him throwing you to the in the corner and following him with the clothesline, it's still just a clothesline, but it's you understand what you guys understand what I'm saying? I seen him do he twist your arm, had that wrist lock. Okay, he did that. I saw him do that in Japan. Then he did the step over, and then flipped the guy over and had him in the arm bar. I saw him do that. I mean, Case in point, y'all, Hulk Hogan didn't even have like 20 moves in his arsenal. Hogan had, honestly, because I mean the clothesline in the middle of the ring and the clothesline in the corner is still a clothesline. It's just in different areas of the ring. This is my point. That is exactly my point. Do you think it would be fun using Hulk Hogan? Let's be honest, that it would be fun to use Hulk Hogan. And they said, nope, we're only going to give him the move that we gave him, that we've seen him do. I mean, I get it. So if we're going to make it like really real, then you know what people are going to complain about? They're going to say, man, Hogan ain't got no real moves. I'm putting this dude in sharpshooters. Man, I'm dropping elbows on him. I'm putting him in the Texas Cloverleaf. I got I'm doing front face locks on him. I'm doing all this and that. And he keep powering out and kicking out of my moves. Then he gives me one bullshit leg drop and I can't kick it. That people are complaining about. What was one of the first complaints that people had about Fight Forever? They said Kenny Omega is too hard to beat. And I'm like, listen, in real life, especially when Kenny Omega back then, when Kenny Omega, yeah, he was hard to beat for real. So really, it's like him, Moxley, Danielson, Sting, yeah, all of them. Those like the main ones, Wardlow. So yeah, I mean, should they all have the same exact stamina? Should they all have the same strength? And so what I'm saying is, it's gonna be like for you to edit and create a wrestler, right? Now think about this, y'all. Do you want to create somebody and make them suck on purpose? So you're going to create a wrestler and you're going to limit the moves that they do. Okay, that's all fine. If that's what you want to do. But for the game developers to come in and say, okay, we're literally going to make this person only have this kind of move and that kind of move. You can go into the game and you can take moves away. You can change them. So you can make them as basic as you want. You can do that. The developer doesn't have to. They give you the power. You can go in and do that. Now, here's what I'm saying though. Where you can't change what they already have, but you yourself can change your own. And yeah, I get it. For you, the fact for you to have to go into Road to the Elite, to have to do, I get all of that. But this is where I'm saying we got to just go, you know what, man? We're taking this shit too serious. Like, let's be real. Mercedes Moné, she's a 4-time champion in WWE? 4-time champion, 4-time champion, 2-time tag team champion, or whatever it is. Mercedes Moné on that game is ranked like an 84 or something like that. It's like she's ranked low. Here's someone who's beaten Charlotte Flair, who's beaten, Becky, who's beaten people. But yet they got her ranked extremely low. Okay. They got Roman Reigns at like 96. They got Brock Lesnar at like 94 or something like that. So, I mean, you look at these ranks. John Cena has lost every match he's had since he's come back, right? In the past, like every time he comes back, he's lost. They got John Cena at like 95, right? So, you understand what I'm saying? Like, those numbers don't mean jack shit. I put Sting, who's up in the 90s, against Papa Shango, I think Papa Shango was like 74, something, 75, something. He beat Sting. So what did those numbers mean? Nothing. And you can go on a 2K, you can go in there, limb damage, leg strength, arms, all that shit. It doesn't matter. You know why? Because it's there. And you can set it to what you want. Okay, I'm gonna put the leg strength at 80, the arm strength at 90, jumping ability, I'm gonna put them about 75. Yet they can go in there against another wrestler whose stats are much lower and still lose. So what does those stats actually mean? Nothing. It's just for your eyes to see. And because you can see a number, you go, okay, cool. How many times have you seen a number and said, nah, man, I gotta change that? Rhea Ripley was kicking ass and was champion for over a whole year. Rhea Ripley They got her like, I forgot. I think she's like 88 or something like that. I mean, those numbers are not accurate. Everyone have seen these numbers, and these people going, nah, man, those numbers, that's nonsense. He should be higher than that. This person should be lower than that. AJ Styles is what? How many multi-time champion he is? WWE, TNA, New Japan, all this. Look at his rating. So the number means nothing, man. It means nothing. It means absolutely nothing. It's just that your two eyes can see it. If AEW gave you numbers, a rating, okay, it will make you feel better just to see the number. You see what I'm saying? No. Because when you go in there and look and say, okay, wait, but this person is set to here, this one is set to here, it's a different system. And this is exactly what I'm saying. You have to take things for what it is. Okay, it's like this. You have a luxury car, you have a sports car. Which one do you want? If you want fast, hug the curves of the road, bow, get in and out of small spaces. You know what, man? Not big, not bulky, easy to park. You want the smaller sports car. Now you want more space inside, right? Maybe, whatever the interior, whatever the leather interior, whatever it is about that car, okay? It's like this. You don't go buy this big, huge luxury vehicle and then expect it to fucking perform like a Camaro. You don't go buy a Camaro and then expect it to perform like this big luxury vehicle, okay? So if I have this big giant Cadillac, do I expect it to drive and maneuver the way that this Camaro does? No, and vice versa. No, you just don't do that. I have to understand, okay, what does my car come with? What is the feature? Okay, and I embrace those features, and guess what? If I feel like I want to enhance things in my car, whatever way, okay, I can do that. But bottom line is, I know before I buy this car, it's a sports car. It's small. It's compact. I understand what I'm getting. Vice versa. And this is what people got to understand. That's why I'm saying, don't play this game with the influence of what 2K can do or what any other game can do. You want to know what's funny? When this game first came out, I remember somebody put up a video and it put 25 things that you can do on Fight Forever that you can't do on 2K. 25 things that make this 2K far better. Fight Forever far better than 2K. And all of a sudden, it's so funny because this was before DLCs and all of that. Okay? This was before that. So how did they go from that to all of a sudden, now all of a sudden the game is worse? No. The game has been enhanced. They added a lot more. It's what I'm telling you. It's the whole, but they should have did this and that. So then it's like, okay, now I'm getting frustrated with the game. And then these people tune in just to listen to content creators talk shit and tell them how this game suck and what they should. And it's like, hey, listen, okay, so while you guys are doing that, I'm going to be over here enjoying my game. But what we're asking for, you have to be realistic about it, man. And that's all I'm saying is you got to look at what the game already has and what they can do. The best thing, and people got to understand, we're talking about efficiency here. Things that they can do quick and go, you know what? So now when we do this next season that's coming out, we're going to have these different match types available. We're going to have these different different modes. We're going to have this, that. I don't know exactly what they're doing, okay? Like I said, I'm going off of Tony Khan's words and other people within AEW. That's what I'm going off. Same thing that I showed you guys already. So what I'm saying is how. Now, remember when I did the video and I said, so they don't announce a season 5 right away. Okay, and I gave the possibilities of what might be happening and what, like example, for Retromania, they're giving us a 5-pack, right? Magnum TA, Rock and Roll Express, Demolition, and they're giving us a new arena. Now, can I sit here and tell you that if they do another DLC pack afterwards, it's going to be the same deal? No, I don't know that. I don't even know if there's going to be another one because based on him, depending on the reaction that this DLC pack gets and how many people are buying and okay, then because that's what the guy said. Depends on how well this one sells. That's what he's depending on. Okay, so I don't know what they're going to do. You guys already know why I'm saying what I said about Tony Khan, about the game, because of Tony Khan's own words. So I don't know. So when I say maybe they might not give you a season 5 right away because they're working on things and they want to shut people up as well as make them happy. Why? Because now if they say season 5, now mind you, what is it now? July. Whenever that would start. Don't you know, especially when Christmas time come around, the fact that people are playing this game, more people are playing this game now, especially people that have the game, the base game, people who didn't take advantage and go and get, all 4 seasons or whatever, there's going to be sales. You do know that, right? So you do know for people that got that base game, and then they're going to go, oh shit, wait, so the game went down all the way to $39.99? Oh shit, for Christmas, man, they got this shit for fucking $20. Okay? Limited time only, stuff like that. So you do know that, right? But guess what? They do that. And you know how they're going to also make more money? Now, I'm just saying, Tony Khan's a smart businessman. I think people underestimate him. He didn't get where the hell he is because he's stupid. Let me tell you something, right? They can have that going on, and then all of a sudden now, guess what? They announced season 5. In season 5, they might, like I said, instead of giving us one wrestler per month, maybe they'll go, let's give them 3. Who knows? Who knows? So the things that we heard about people being scanned for the game and all that, and recently and stuff as well. So we might get 3 at a time instead of 1 at a time. I don't know that. This is just me saying. I'm saying it could be this or that. And I'm not saying that to try to make people feel better about the future of the game. I'm saying the fact that Tony Khan said he's going to continue to support this game for a very, very long time, there's more coming. So for that to be the case, wouldn't it make more sense for them to give us these things in bundles? So we're now, like I said, how we got, what we just got, Samoa Joe, we got Adam Copeland, and we got Switchblade Jay White. Maybe next time we get 3 wrestlers all at one time. You understand what I'm saying? So it'll be 3, 6, 9, 12 instead of, 1 wrestler here, following month, the next wrestler, then the following, who knows? I don't know what this system is going to be. But I'm saying the fact is they know right now more than anything, match types is what everybody wants. Match types. Even they want more modes, but people, if they have to pick modes of match types, well, you want the match types. What is a mode if they don't give you the match types, right? So people would rather have the match types right now. Match types and modes should be a package deal, and they should be free. Okay? But in terms of wrestlers, like I said, man, arenas, more hairstyles, more face types, a couple more body types. These are things that will more than likely be available. They've been doing good with the music. They've been doing good, with the move sets and stuff and all that. But like I said, what they choose to do and what they choose to do first, that's all up to them. But here we are with suggestions and pretty much, I mean, it is what it is, man. All right. This is why I told you guys before. Like you gotta understand something. Even like, like when Panic Man 10 is giving you guys information about how to have fun and use your imagination with the game, right? There's nothing wrong with that. The one thing that I'm saying different from him, but it's still in par with the reality of enjoying the game, is you don't have to use your imagination with what's already in this game. You see what I'm saying? Now, until we get it, it's just about being patient. But these things that we're asking for, he's told you the same exact things. These things are already in the game. But the things that's not in the game, still in all, they can give us that. So what I'm saying is, if they gave us what's already in this game, it would be a whole lot. It would be more than what's not in the game. A lot more than what's not in the game. So right now, if let's just say, for example, let's just say the next bundle we get from them, anything, let's say a cage match is involved. That's a match type. Yeah. So people will go, okay, finally, we get the cage. The problem with the mentality of people is the short attention span and how they're happy one moment and then all of a sudden now, okay, I'm bored with the match, with the cage match. Now what you got? Tell you, look at it this way. How many times have you listened to, if you listen to the radio, they play the same 10 songs all damn day, all year long. How many times have you listened to a playlist because you go to the gym and work out and you've heard the same song literally thousands of times, the same music, the same playlist, you listening to the same things. You don't get tired of that? I mean, that is a subjective thing, and that is a individual thing of what you get to the point where you get bored with something or whatever. It doesn't matter. Look at all these people that do these retro channels, and they're playing all these retro games. Okay, we grew up on these games. We're grown men now. But guess what? If we can still have interest, and we've been playing the same games from our youth all the way up to being grown adults. You understand what I mean? It's about patience. That none of that has anything to do with AEW or WWE or anything for that matter. So right now, where this game stands, like I said, I'm having a lot of fun with it. I love the game, and people need to learn to stop the comparisons. Really, there's no need. Bottom line, as you guys know, I have 2K. I love this game way more than I like 2K. Okay? When I play 2K, it's not the same. And that's why the majority of the times when you see me do a video of 2K, I'm not playing it. I'm letting the computer fight. It's just not as fun at all. I don't care about all these other things. People talking about my GM and whatever modes they have. They're there, but I don't even care about a lot of that. I never cared. Even way back, they had a game that I had for my 360. And I still have the game. It was Wrestling Legends or whatever it is, where you have to relive a WrestleMania moment and all those, I don't really care about those type of things. They don't really, it's no big deal. Let's see if you can beat Andre the Giant the same way Hulk Hogan did in front of 93 people. It's just something to do. Yesterday when I did the video and I'm saying to you guys, look, they have these challenges up there, right? They have these challenges. I mean, they can even within the challenges, right? They can have things, and I mean they could even have the thing where if they did do a My GM mode, which I don't feel like they, I mean to me a My GM mode is just it will be one of those modes that I'm not even really playing. That's what I'm saying. For me, I don't care about it. But if they even did a My GM mode, man. That money that you have, guess what? You need to buy some things. You need to buy. You have to pay wrestlers. There are different things right now. I don't want to talk about it in this video. I really don't. I'll save it for another one. But there's things that they can do with that money where it makes sense. The fact that you even generate money, and that's why I said season mode. Things are going on where you need money for certain things as well. Bottom line. And as you know, wrestlers don't get insurance. So they could even take advantage of that. Well, Tony Khan, from what I understand, supposed to. Well, bottom line, they can actually, like I said, make it necessary for you to have that money. And you know what? The quickest way to get the money is to do what? Exhibition. And guess what's going to happen? Let me play some exhibition matches. You understand what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, I mean, even if you do challenges where you're trying to get more money, like they have, They can add different challenges. Or whatever. However, bottom line is there's so much that they can do. Once again, it's with things that's already in the game. They're not making an annual game. They made that clear already. So I don't know why people would be so stupid to think that here's a game a year old and all of a sudden they're working on the second game. No, wouldn't that be annual? If they was going to do that with this game just being 1 year? Like, come on, people, wake up. Wake up. And it would make zero sense that they're going to wait just to start another game where it's going to probably take another 3 years. And in 3 years, like, just think. We don't know how things are going to go as far as the consoles go. Like, Xbox 360, for example, they already, backwards compatible games that you already purchased, you don't lose them. But Xbox is putting an end to the 360 service. Now, how much longer is Sony going to continue to update the PS4? Right? We don't know. So when you release a new console game, everybody want their stuff to be on the shelf by Christmas. And this is what I'm saying. It sounds like a lot of work, what we're asking for. It is, but it's a lot easier than building a game from scratch. And also, it's not. It is and it isn't. It is because it's a lot, and I don't know how many people that they're going to have working on this game to get these projects out. But it's not because you have so much of this stuff already here. So the bulk of the work is here already. The bulk of it is already here. So, you know what I'm saying? And not only that, they have a loyal audience, man. And once again, I think, like I said, people are underestimating Tony Khan. They're underestimating who's involved, period. Because if you think that it makes more sense to go start a new game, these are the same people that keep telling you this like the game has failed. And I'm telling you, when you have a channel that has a lot of subscribers, people, they're influenced by the words. But at the end of the day, this game is in a position that, especially right now, where when they do decide that they're going to start with the new content, it's going to be a huge demand for it. And you think as limited as Retromania is compared to Fight Forever? This is what people understand, right? And it took them to make 2 new DLCs in the ring. And all of a sudden, people started buzzing about this game again. Now, for those who are not into, not Fight Forever, Retromania. If I might have said Fight Forever by mistake. But for those who may not know about the game or not interested in it, then you don't know. 2 freaking DLCs, and it took 3 years. You think that if people got reinterested in that game because of 2 new DLCs in an arena? Retromania is leaps and bounds. Fight Forever is leaps and bounds. Have more and over what Retromania is doing. It's 2 different play styles. So it comes down to what you like more. If I had to pick, okay, you only get to pick one game, Retromania or Fight Forever. I'm picking Fight Forever. But there's no wrestling game that I would pick over this right now. This is what I'm saying. So, and at the end of the day, what I'm saying is, for Retromania, look, people go, the content creator was pointing out, you can do 1-on-1 all the way up to 5-on, to 6-man, to 8-man, and you can do elimination. Yep, you can do all of that. Now, the bulk of the work there is multiple wrestlers involved. So, yeah, you can do all these eliminations. You can do tornado. Great. You can do cage. You have no exploding barbed wire. You have no ladder match. Right? They only have 1 title on the whole game. Okay? The tag team titles haven't even arrived yet. They only have 1 title. No women's division. No creative wrestler, right? So do you understand? They were so busy trying to crap on Fight Forever. They want to tell you you can't throw weapons. Oh yeah, you can't set tables on fire. You have no tables. You understand what I'm saying? So all of these things, no thumbtacks, none of that type of stuff. They have blood splats, not actual blood stains on the clothing. You understand what I'm saying? On the body. So, I mean, there's so many things that we can look at that they don't have. I mean, you have no shops on there. There's nothing to unlock on there. You understand what I'm saying? So there's so many things that people, I mean, you have 2 outfit changes per character. I mean, there's so many things that Fight Forever have that they don't have, but yet they wanted to tell you what you can do on Retromania that you can't do on Fight Forever. I keep telling you guys, man, the hate is real. Why do you think, like I say, why do you think that there's people, all you gotta do is go on YouTube, you'll see exactly what I'm saying. They have people that they only do ratings for AEW and AEW alone. And all they do is try to piss all over the project. But yet, they're not telling you what SmackDown's ratings are every week. They're not telling you what Raw's ratings is. They're not telling you NXT ratings is. They're not telling you what MLW's is. They're not telling you what TNA Impact Wrestling is. New Japan, nothing. Why are they only doing AEW? Because anytime AEW something happens where, okay, the numbers are not the same, or there's a downside to something, or it's just anything negative. What you think that is? You know what I saw today too, right? So for those of you that are familiar with Tubi, okay, Tubi, Tubi is a streaming service that's owned by Fox. So Fox is now saying that Tubi actually, Fox is behind it. Fox at one point when they had FS1, way back in the earlier days, TNA was on there before they came to Spike. And I remember this, and I said, damn, I remember this. I never got the details of what happened as far as the court case. I just know it was settled. So now Tubi want to have a weekly wrestling show, and they're saying they don't want to do it with an existing company. They want to do it like with a fresh company. Now, I'm not saying Ring of Honor is going to be that company, and I'm not saying they're not. I just know that this week I was hearing, I saw an article about Tony Khan has plans for Ring of Honor where they're about to go a different direction. And the TV deals, like, negotiations for what, AEW's TV deals and all. We don't know if it's anything to do with AEW, Ring of Honor, which is, Tony Khan's product still. But I remember MLW and Tubi was supposed to, they were trying to work out a deal. Stephanie McMahon wanted to block them because they wanted the product to air on Tuesday nights, which it does, but they know Tubi is a huge platform because Tubi's free. So anything that you have to pay for on Tubi doesn't matter because everything, like the majority, 90-something% of what they have on it is free. Okay. So because of that, MLW and Tubi had their little falling out. It didn't go through. Okay. So Stephanie McMahon was involved in that. You see, like, example, when people talk this shit, oh man, Vince McMahon, he's not even worried about AEW. Well, he has much bigger worries than AEW right now. But bottom line, he would always say, oh man, he said his only competition is like Disney and blah, blah, blah. No, that's not true, because he can't surpass ratings against the NFL, the NBA, Major League Baseball, hockey, or whatever's on. He can't even get past that either. So at the end of the day, they always want to tell you AEW can't do this, but they fail to mention that. Well, guess what? And if the WWE's ratings are below, these other sporting events as well. So what I was reading was that Stephanie McMahon had been blocked. It's like Stephanie Van Coeur just fought against Mercedes Moné at AEW's last pay-per-view, right? And just like that, wow, Shawn Michaels reached out to her. Notice how all of these people that come to AEW, I don't care if it's one time, for a short time, WWE always has an interest in them. And you know what's funny? Somebody said to me the other day, whatever happened to what's his name? The dude, Ethan Page. And I'm like, oh, he's over there in NXT or whatever. He's like, oh, okay. Like do you understand? Like, there's no interest. Like, he's over there, hey, blessings to him. Blessings be upon him, man. He's over. What I'm saying is, you see these guys end up going over there to the developmental show. Okay? I forget the other guy's name that's over there. Sean Spears. He's over there. They're not on the main rosters, man. They are not on the main roster. It's like they come, they go over there, and Samoa Joe should have never been on NXT. To be honest with you, Samoa Joe should have got the same treatment as AJ Styles, Robert Roode as well, and Eric Young. With the Cowboy James, all of them, with the exception of AJ, all of them went to NXT. By the time that they even, like Robert Roode, who's 48 years old now, people keep saying, what happened to, not even a lot of people, but just when it was said, I'm like, listen, I don't see WWE doing anything with Robert Roode. He was a glorified tag team wrestler when he was over there. The majority of what he did in TNA was tag team, and then he wound up becoming a singles champion, all that as well. But they don't see him as a singles type powerhouse or whatever. And he spent the majority of his time over there in NXT until he came over to Raw, SmackDown, whatever, and he started teaming up with Dolph. Now Nick Nemeth, Dolph Ziggler, who's over there with his brother over there in TNA. What are you going to do with Robert Roode now? He's 48 years old. What are they going to do with Robert Roode now? So people, maybe he can go back to TNA. For what? For what? What's he going to do in TNA now? And this is where people, have to look at the way wrestlers are used. Robert Roode's name doesn't just ring bells, doesn't put asses in seats. He's just a wrestler that's on the roster, So, case in point, you might be a big deal in another company. And so when the WWE sees that and they try to take these people, listen, the people don't make as much money as you think they do. Now, the very top guys, yeah, they're going to pay them well. But everybody's not getting more money just because they side with the WWE. And that's a fact. Now, they may make more money than what TNA could pay them or whatever, but, overall, point that I'm saying is they always try to play this cocky role like they're not worried. Oh, AEW is no competition. Oh, they always try to play that role. But I can guarantee you, what? As a matter of fact, but I can guarantee you, let's see something. I guarantee you, though, like the Forbidden Door idea that AEW revived and started doing it. Well, yeah, Vince wants to take credit. The WWE wants to take credit. It's no big deal until the WWE decides to steal the idea. Let me see something real quick. Not that I care. I just want to show you something. Because the same way I'm about to do this, the same people, they don't do this though. We're going to do it, and this is the first time you see me doing this on camera. Yeah, these people do this all the time. They do this all the time, man. All right. Wait. Let me see something real quick. I'm going to see. I don't know what they're going to give me right now. I don't know exactly what they're going to give me. No, that's not what I want. That's not what I want. Let me see if this is it. Yeah, because I know their highest was this whole 3. They was, like I said, back when TNA was getting like 1.7s, 1.9s. WWE was doing like 3.2, 3.4 on Raw. SmackDown's was lower. Now the roles are reversed, where SmackDown is getting better ratings than Raw. Okay, now, so my point is, as long as their ratings is higher than AEW's, people go, oh, see, they beat them in the ratings. And I'm like, it's funny because when the NWO and WCW was kicking WWE's ass, it was like, oh, but that don't mean anything. That don't mean anything. No, it doesn't mean anything because 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 WWE was losing in the ratings. That's why it didn't mean anything. I don't care about ratings. I just want to show you guys something, okay? As long as their ratings is higher than AEW's, that's all WWE, the simple-minded people care about. I don't care whose ratings are higher. I don't even care. But they're still far below a 3.2, 3.4. And I'm going to show you right here. So it has AEW. It has WWE. So they have all the shows for the entire week up here. Now, I'm trying to make it as big as I can. So AEW Dynamite, their show drew in 795,000. Okay. Now, NXT do 610,000. You see, but they don't want to show you that. Why? Because AEW's number was higher. So what they're doing now is going, oh, but they used to get 900,000. Right. But it was still higher than NXT. But they don't want to put these ratings up. I don't even care about this, but look at this, right? So over here is the number. So the 0.27, 0.20 for NXT. Okay. Raw had 1,669,000. Okay. Still can't get to that 3 million mark. Can't even get to the 2 million mark. So they got a 0.56 rating. This is exactly what I'm saying. They still can't do it. But they was, remember how they was bashing TNA. Oh, they can't get 1 million. They can't get 1. Oh, then when they started getting million, they can't get 2 million. And no matter what they did. Now WWE has yet to get 3 million. They can't. So AEW Collision had 362,000. Okay. Rampage had 339,000. SmackDown had 2,355,000. Still cannot get to that 3 million. Okay. AEW, this was on the previous 691,000. NXT had 656,000. Okay. Raw had 1,750,000. Collision had 306,000. So what I'm saying, and this just basically goes down. Okay, whatever. So what I want to show you guys, this is what I'm saying. You see, people just want more. They want more. Like I said, when TNA was drawing 1.7s and, they were close to 2 million, but they made the 2 million mark. I remember one time they did it. I don't know how many times they did, but I remember for the most part, they was getting over 1 million. And like I said, before they started to get the 1 million, oh, they can't get a million. They can't get a million. Finally, they started getting 1 million and they started doing it more frequently. Then all of a sudden, but they can't get to 2 million. And everything was always the comparison about how WWE was having dominance. 3.2 for the WWE Raw, 3.4, 3.3, 3.0. SmackDown was doing about 2.4, 2.6. And all of these things that was happening. And remember, they was calling Raw the flagship show. You don't even hear them use that term anymore now, right? And it was putting more emphasis on Raw and putting more effort into making Raw better than SmackDown. Which is why I never saw the point of the whole general manager nonsense and Shane is running one brand, Stephanie's running the other brand and all that. And it's like, I mean, clearly Raw was getting more attention, more ratings. Okay? Neither one of them are close to 3 million right now, Raw or SmackDown. So just because Raw and SmackDown is getting higher ratings than AEW, they're doing Raw is doing peak TNA numbers. Okay? They're doing peak TNA numbers. SmackDown is doing better numbers than Raw, but they still can't get 3 million. So there's less interest overall now than it was before. And basically, people got to understand, there's so many things. I mean, you look at how many streaming apps and movies, everything that people have access to. Man, you have so many people. People are more, especially the younger people, they're so interested in social media that they spend the majority of their time on social media. They're not watching TV and movies as much as people think they are. So bottom line, the interest is not the same. And that's all around. It's just wrestling in general. In general, if wrestling had the stronghold that they people try to make it seem like that only the WWE has, they wouldn't be second to the NFL, the NBA, Major League Baseball. They wouldn't. Wrestling fans would rather watch wrestling. So what is it about wrestling that I'll watch it when nothing else is on, or depending on what's on? Because if you look at, okay, we're going to go by that logic too of the whole alternative thing. Well, if you look at AEW or TNA or MLW or anything else as an alternative to the WWE, then you got to look at it like the WWE is an alternative to the NBA or Major League Baseball, anything else that draws higher ratings. So it's like, I look at the shows and I like what I like, and that's pretty much, where I go with it. But there's no 3.0s here. No 3.1, there's no 3 point anything here. And I wanted to show you guys that just to make it crystal clear, man. And for you guys that can't see, okay, AEW Dynamite, WWE NXT, WWE Raw, Collision, Rampage. And this is what I'm saying. They go out their way to try to tell you how AEW number this week is lower than last week, or, well, it went up this week, but they don't show you. And you see they have it right here. So if they wasn't being biased and trying to like crap on the company, and this is basically, WrestleNomics. So this is where the ratings are. And this is what they do. And I'm like, wow. So you make yourself go out of your way to try to make AEW look bad. Just like if a wrestler leaves AEW, it's like, nah, look, this person walked out. Then all of a sudden the following week, another person leaves WWE, but somehow there's no nah there, right? So it's all this crazy stuff. So yeah, we need to speak to make things better. We're not speaking to shut things down. We're speaking to make it better. We're speaking so, if we're all having a good time, enjoying what we're doing, that's how I live my life. I'm not living my life based on trying to be a part of the so-called in crowd of who's saying whatever. And that's why I said I can sit here right now and I can show you guys tons of videos of people complaining about 2K and saying that the game is garbage. It's trash. So, it's like, what is your point when you're saying, oh, this game is dead, this game is this and that? Well, to somebody, something's dead, something's garbage, something's not good to a whole lot of people. Doesn't mean it's dead. It just means that those people don't, and it didn't catch on the way people wanted it to or thought it would. But from the very beginning, the game comes out. Everybody wants to play this comparison. No, I don't compare. I like what I like, and I do not want to see the same shit, the same setup. I'm playing Fight Forever, but they have the same format, the same match, everything that WWE has. I can matches. anything outside of custom matches, I get it. Like Elimination Chamber and stuff like that, a Casino Battle Royale. They do this with the cards, solo suites, suits or group suits and stuff like that. So, Survivor Series, all that kind of stuff, that's different. But other than that, once again, I want originality. So, I like the fact that Ultra Pro is doing the thing with with the time zones from the 70s all the way up. That's cool, man. I just finished one season of career mode, right? It's not a season, it's a career. I finished the career with the wrestler I was using on Wrestling Empire. I posted. I know y'all saw that where that season came to an end with that particular person. Okay. So basically, I was ranked number one in everything, except for title. I was 3-time champion. I was ranked number 8, and I put that up there. And the reason I didn't post that particular shot was because the wrestler that was number 1 was there, and that's not the guy I was using. So that's not to not confuse. But yeah, so that's cool. So the next time that I go through it, I'll go through it with a different person. I already got it started, so I'll go back in and yeah, we do it all over again. But this time I'm using a female character, and man, it's like this is what I'm saying. Everything has something a certain way. If this guy M Dickey would just clean up, which he probably won't, probably don't have any intentions on it. If he would clean the game up, meaning have the referee do his job and not climbing the ropes and throwing weapons at people and getting in and out of the ring. You have a tag match going on. You go to tag, your partner's out there in the crowd playing instruments and walking on, balancing himself on top of the guardrail, like stupid stuff like that. If he cleaned that up and took all that nonsense out and just had a straight up gameplay, I don't care. The graphics are fine. The game itself, everything. Just take the silly stuff out. People would take that game that much, like it would be that much more. It would actually be fun. Because the fun factor is there, but those little silly things is what make the game annoying. People just walk in the ring whenever they want and start attacking you. Like silly stuff like that. So it is what it is. But the setup to that game and the things that you can do is cool. Now, I'm not as crazy about the free roam as everybody else is. There's times I need to go get a nap. There's times you can go start fights. You can go, it's weird, funny, stupid, interesting, all that stuff at the same time. It's just a weird ass game. But if he cleaned it up, like I said, people would get more into it. They really would get more into it. Yeah, because you can do a whole lot of things on there. You have the freedom to do so much, but like I said, certain things you see, it's like they're all games. I don't take them serious. Like it doesn't make me angry, but you do just certain things. Okay, whatever. And I was anxious to see how long I had to go, man. So when I'm going, I said, okay. So last night I finished my career up. I had 78% win. Well, y'all saw it. Y'all saw it. 78% win. Overall out of 74 matches that I've had. So yeah, it's fun. It's fun. Okay, it's fun. But one of the things that people don't understand too about even that game, most of what you see people playing Wrestling Empire are mods. I seen somebody had Skeletor versus Scorpion and they came through a portal and stuff like that. So they have different things that you see, and it's not stock. It's not coming with the game. That's mods. So unless you have a computer to do all that, you're not gonna get those mods. And people play it and they say the same thing, like, man, this game is fun, but it's annoying at the same time. Like, yeah, I'm trying to win a match. I go to my partner and you're over there balancing yourself up on the damn guardrails. Like, it's like you just laugh at it, like, what the hell is he like? But yeah, if you clean that game up, that game would seriously. I don't like people that with the graphics. Everything has to be like, people are just spoiled, man, and they want everything, and they don't realize it. Like you're asking for too much a lot of times. So yeah, the same thing. Yeah, Stephanie McMahon blocked. Y'all can pull that story up and even read it. Okay, he blocked, MLW from working with, and probably, listen, man, this is the thing especially when a company is rich and has far more money than the competitor, they try to pay, okay, and buy and be able to like bribe people to not, they didn't want competition. So y'all can believe that bullshit if you want to. You think that they don't see AEW as competition, man? You crazy? Because guess what? If you have an audience of 100,000 people, right? I don't care if you are getting that 3.0. Business people are greedy. They like, nah, I want 3,100,000. I want their audience. Everything is about them. They don't see TNA as a threat to them. But TNA have people that they want to use. And guess what? The whole Forbidden Door thing, guess what? More than likely, they don't want to work with TNA and AEW working with TNA. So people want to make comparisons. Oh, somebody said they have a better relationship with the WWE. So what? You got people within the WWE right now that's saying Vince McMahon was a dirty old man and a pervert. Pat Patterson, Brock Lesnar. I mean, they got so much going on. So we're going to go by a dirt sheet. Somebody said this about this person. And so what? So what? We look. No show is going to hit a home run every single week. No. There's like not. There's always going to be something you don't like about a particular thing, even if you don't have complaints and you like. You know what? I'm fine with this the way it is. You're going to have far more people than just yourself that's participating in something, and they're going to say, I don't like this, I don't like that. But at the end of the day, you know what? It's all about having fun, and I know it just bothers people for the fact that AEW has a strong fan base and they have people that's into what they're doing. It's just like, for example, right? For years, I kept hearing people talk about, PlayStation is this and PlayStation is that. And I'm like, great. I didn't have anything negative to say about PlayStation. I made my choice to get an Xbox. I made my choice to get Nintendo. That's that. There's no negative reason as to why I went with them over PlayStation. There's none. So what am I, like a big ass kid? I'm going to start trying to shit on Sony because you got people that have a PlayStation that want to talk shit about, oh, Xbox has no games or Nintendo this, so they make games for kids or what. I'm just like, yeah, okay. So I guess you feel like a real man sitting there playing GTA. like silly stuff like that means nothing. Like, okay, whatever. So once again, man, I just feel like a lot of times we put too much emphasis into these games. We get to the point where I don't care if you like AEW Fight Forever. I don't care if you like 2K. I don't care if you like Street Fighter. If you like Mortal Kombat. I don't care what you like. You're entitled to like whatever. Once again, like I said, when we're building and we're trying to connect with our audience and we're trying to connect people to other people to have a positive experience, why would you be against that? I mean, the way you guys are, it would be like somebody going to rehab trying to get help, and you're sitting there saying, "Hey, listen, there's no helping you. You're fucked up. You're gonna die. Get out." That's like what you guys' mentality is. You say things and you don't realize it. Like you're being so negative, but you're not gonna stop me. Now, there's people that's weak that you can confuse them. You can say things and they don't know what to believe because they hear all these people. They hear like me, Panic Man, and other people that like this game. Most of the people they're not even talking about it. They're just playing the game. They're like, I don't care what these people are talking about. We speak up because we see what's happening and we know that we know what their intentions are, and we also know that we're connecting with people that like the game. But there's always negativity out there, and that's part of the problem. The negative people are always the loudest in the room. And the people who are more positive, they're too quiet. It's not about arguing. No. But I make you guys know when I let the negative people know that they're not welcome here. People simply don't have the common sense to understand what's happening out here. And so we're trying to uplift and help build, but no, you have people that they have the answers for everything, and everything is always seek and destroy. Everything is always about, nope, give up, it's too late, nope, it's not going to work. So you're just basically saying to people, hey, I'm a loser because if something's not going the way that I think it should, I don't know how to troubleshoot. I don't know how to make it better. And this is what you guys are saying. You just want the game to end. You don't want people to enjoy it. And that's incredibly stupid. So just like Panic Man is stating things that he want to see different, I'm stating things I want to see different. We're not sitting here telling you this game is dead, this game sucks. Nope. We're simply telling you what we would like to see in the game. And the problem with people is when they hear us say that, and it's the whole, but the game is dead, guy. Nobody cares. And no, you actually care. You care. Because if what I'm saying doesn't apply to you, if the game is dead, then just keep it moving. You say what you say to me for what reason? That's going to make me say, yeah, you're right. This game is dead. I no longer like it. Like, why do you care what I like? You understand what I'm saying? So, yeah, yeah. So I just wanted to touch on that because I try. Listen, I go the length to make myself understood. All right. This video is going to be extremely long, so you guys might have to watch it in several parts or whatever. But I want to make myself understood when I'm speaking about things because a lot of times our ideas is like, I get what people are saying. I understand where they're coming from, and I'm not telling people you're wrong because you want this and that. No. Well, what I'm saying is it's for something that's already in this game, and the only thing they have to do is unlock it. That is far more feasible. That's what's going to happen first, versus, okay, let's completely construct a cage. Now they did an exploding barbed wire match, so we come on, even Retromania has two versions of a cage. Okay, so like we know that they can do it. It's not a problem. Okay, if they can give us an exploding barbed wire match, they can just give us They can give us a straight up cage. All right, simple. We know that they can do it. But what I'm saying is, for anything that they have to build from scratch, to me, it makes more sense to, okay, let's unlock this stuff, and we're working on building the cage or whatever, everything. Because right now, if they was to say, okay, the very next pack, let's say if it wasn't wrestlers and they said the very next pack is going to be free for the fans. There's going to be multiple match types, some skins, some face. No. More than likely, what they'll do is give you these match types with a wrestler, which I'm cool with. And the anticipation is going to cause people to go, oh, all right, so we about to get this, that, and that. Okay. But the match types, I feel like, well, for me, more so gaming modes come with the wrestler. Match types, I just, like, that's something I wish they would just, all right, let's fix that. Let's right, do you know how happy people would be right now if they did that and then said, along with that, now you can use your created wrestlers in every mode. So yes, you can put them in a casino battle royale and all of that. The computer could choose them for you, or you can choose them yourself. You know how happy people would be with that? Like, wow. Because when Purple Reigns text me and told me that, you can actually use them in your created wrestlers, it's like, wow. Changed the whole night for me. I'm like, so. Anyways. This is all I got for you guys. And yeah, this is all simple, man. This is nothing hard to understand. But I wanted to make my point clear about the modes and the match types. Because the point of this season mode, it will have everything in it. Everything. You see what I mean? Like, example, when I'm talking about brackets, I mean, like, for example, right here, you have your date. That's a different column. You have your program, right? Different column. You have your network. Different column. Starting time, right? All these different things, the ratings, and all that, okay? This is what I'm saying. That looks impressive to people. Like this right here, is roll the dice gauntlet mode. This right here is on heart tournament. This right, all these, it looks good that you have all these different brackets. That's fine. Okay. It doesn't matter if you put them up there separately or if you go into the season mode and then when you bring it up there in that mode, it doesn't matter as long as we have them. So that's the point what I'm saying. This is why if they had a season mode in there and if they did it the way I'm explaining it to you guys and all these and then like I said, and especially they follow up and give us these different match types, man, this would be imagine the tournament mode they just gave us. But let's say in that tournament mode, you can't choose the different match types. Now you can't with the tag mode. You understand what I mean? And this is why we need more modes, especially because there's certain modes that will make it a little more, a little like they have to do more tweaking. Okay, this is why once they get the different match types in there, then they can say, okay, now we can clean up everything because there's always work. You work, you clean up. You work, you clean up. So there's always going to be different things that they have to do. But yeah, this is the route that I'm talking about, man. You guys, look, we all here with the same common goals. So yeah, I'm with Panic Man 10. I'm with all you guys. I'm just not with the whole complaining, acting like this game is dictating whether you live or die or something. I'm not with that. But what we're doing right now is we're trying to get our voices heard to the right people. Okay, and as a matter of fact, let me show you something. For example, well, no, that's not even necessary. I was going to pull up the game I just showed you, but I could, and what I was going to show you is there's only 2 videos. All right, there's only 2 videos about that. So, check this out. Let me show you something. Okay. These are the only 2 videos. It's here and this. Okay. Those are the only 2 videos that they have. Okay. Those are the only 2. So you see my point when people start saying, oh, this game is going to be this, that, and the third. And it's like, where are you getting all that from when there's nothing? This game is showing you nothing other than those 2 videos. So that game has been in development for a while. And if you saw that video that I just showed you, if you could see, the crowd had no faces, anything, any detail. So that was more like the first one, the more beginning stages of it. It looks less polished. There's nothing about this game that we can talk about. We can just look at it. Okay, you see these little clips. Nothing blew my socks off. Okay, there's nothing that I see that made me go, oh my God, this game is gonna be. I don't know what it's gonna be. I just know what I saw. I wish them nothing but the best. The better games they make, that's more fun for us. So I'm not hoping anybody fail. I'm not watching any of these videos going, I hope that game fails. I don't understand. Yeah, I know the 2K fans don't want anything to ever be compared to or better than 2K, but that's their problem. And like I said, because, you have, us that love AEW, and even though we love the game, yeah, there's still things you want to see within the game. It just bothers people, and that's just too damn bad. So, all that being said, yeah, man, try to get these videos out. Share these videos. Try to get them out. Try to get them out. You never know who's watching. But anyway, that's all I got for you guys. I will catch you guys on the next one.